Prioritization in terms of functionality and features according to business value. So when we engage with IT, it is all about the business value. What value is being delivered? And that's discussed and negotiated with business all the time, continuously. Currently, we have integrations being delivered every 2 weeks. As that is delivered, it is functional software. It is in production, it is operational from day one. In fact, before day one, because the business has already tested it and signed it off. By the time it goes into production, we know it, the team knows it, the clients know it, and it is working software immediately. Again, I haven't often seen too much of that in waterfall. To out errors, bugs, downtime, issues, fallovers, etc. Continuous integration. That's another element that, although I'm a business person, and you put a business requirement together and you have a perspective and a view on this is business and I want my business requirements, and actually I don't really have an appreciation for all the IT requirements and what all has those legs into all sorts of downstream systems. And that's what for us has also been a major one. So as you're evolving, as you develop each element, the continuous integration to all other downstream systems is also being delivered and factored into the delivery. So you don't get to this whole hump of delivery. You get to the end and now you have to deal with all the massive integration issues to all other systems, because we have over 45 downstream systems, which in our lives is quite big. In some of your lives may be quite small, but all of these systems are massive. The implications are incredible. The stock exchange cannot open and not be up. There's no such thing in our lives. You have to be up 99.99% of the time. So integration becomes really important, because if you're delivering something and it is not properly integrated, then you're going to knock out those systems, and then invariably IT lands up cleaning up afterwards. And the knock-on effect to clients is often also not pleasant. Business owner and business sponsor buy-in is vital. It is absolutely vital, because for the first time we've pretty much also had to factor in all our involvement into this project along with doing business. Because we still have hefty sales targets to deliver, irrespective of this going on, and we're also automating divisions. So navigating those spaces is quite important. So having the buy-in of the business owner and business sponsor into this project is vital in terms of support of where IT is going. And that's not always easy to obtain, but it is important that both those parties are on board with the whole process. Automated testing, you might think, well, that's obvious, why wouldn't you have it? We've had situations where you've had all sorts of testing taking place, UATs and SITs and all that kind of thing. This automated testing is absolutely fundamental. We don't see it now. Now, as using it in terms of Agile, it's obvious. It is something that even into our waterfall project will be fundamental, and is something that we'll take forward. Yes, high-level business of development. You have to be close to the process. We have interactions with IT regularly, as often as possible. They know they can walk in and ask us a question to progress. It isn't that, so it's a lot less formal than perhaps it used to be. But that integration is absolutely fundamental. We now have a situation where the teams are seamless. And that's really what you want to achieve. I know that if I'm not in a meeting, IT can represent us because they now are in our headspace and they understand a lot of what we understand as business. User engagement, that also became really important. And the reason being that, again, perhaps in our environment where we have a lot of technical and very complex systems, often IT would go into the corner, design everything, and then there was very minimal interaction with the business until they had to deliver. That no longer happens, certainly from an Agile perspective, and again, brought about by practices, the rituals, etc., that there is user engagement both with the business, so my teams, in terms of engaging on what it is that they're looking for, what the requirements precisely, the wireframes that are delivered to us for us to have a look and see if that's what we want to work with, but again, minimal viable product. And then external. In this process, we had to convert over 400 clients onto this online portal, both domestic and international, which can be quite tricky because we've got clients all over the world, all different time zones, and we needed to convert them. The incredible thing is we converted all over 400 in the space of a month, which was, for me, unbelievable because time zones, etc. We often had projects where even the local clients are difficult to convert in a month. Converting the entire business in a month was quite a challenge, but amazing because of the engagement with the client, not really asking him what he would like, because remember, it's minimum viable product. It's got to be just enough value to achieve what it is that you want, not all the bells and whistles that you might think the client wants and actually doesn't value. It can actually get in the way. So that engagement has been absolutely incredible. Our clients are ecstatic, and there's nothing better than anybody than to have happy clients, both internal and external. So that's the first one. Business value delivered early and consistently. If there's one thing that got my team's buy-in on this process, because even though it was painful, taking away their time away from their work and their deliverables, was the fact that when they got something, it was what they wanted, and it worked immediately, and it didn't have 20 bugs. And there's nothing that sells it stronger to business than that. And the same with clients. We didn't have bugs with clients. We didn't have to make changes for clients. What we delivered was precise, and it's exactly all they need. There was nothing more or less required. So that was useful. Evolutionary learning, early releases and adaptation as you progress. Of course, as you're releasing every 2 weeks, you're constantly also pitching up the stories and the various things that you want to deliver against the next iteration and determining whether it still has the same value. The beauty of this, of course, is that as business is evolving, and as we started automating more and bringing those workflows together, we realized that some of the initial requirements were no longer required because the efficiency that it brought, just automating the initial process, in fact, de-scoped a lot of work. And again, I must be honest, I've never been on an IT project where we've de-scoped. There's always been scope creep. That's everybody's nightmare. This one, we've actually de-scoped a considerable amount of work out of the efficiency of what we achieved. And that talks to flexible development, quick iterations, and early learning. So the lessons learned are very quick. They're immediate, they're adapted, and they're precise. As opposed to waiting 12 months, the business has moved on, clients have changed, because nobody's business stays static these days, and all of a sudden you have outdated requirements after 12 months. In fact, after 4 months, you will have outdated requirements if you're working purely from a business, from a BRS.